Welcome back to the channel. And not a great last few days, I'll say for the club and for the fans around. But I just feel it's only getting worse. I don't know. I mean, so this is a transfer update video, but I just feel there's more to this than just a transfer. For especially for me, uh, because in the last 2 or 3 years, we've not had we've not had great seasons. But the one thing that I've really liked watching United for is the youth and players coming out of Carrington, and I just feel that this has to stay, right. Everything else, we're trying to keep up with the record of naming an academic kid for I don't know for 100 years. Since I think this record might go down this season. I just feel that a lot of the see we've not been playing great football for a lot of time, but in the last year or so, last half an year, 6 7 months, things have only gotten worse at the club. It's not, and it's just not just performance; it's the identity of the club, it's the culture of the club. I'm not just saying, and I think even in my previous video, I just think I've come across strongly as someone who's targeting Amarim, but I just feel there's a lot wrong with the club at this point of time. So we start with the news first, and we'll talk about links later. I think the first big news is that Garnacho has been identified, and Chelsea has made a deal with United for 40 million plus 10% sell-on clause. It's a 7 year deal, and I think for large parts of this transfer window activity, we have heard that Garnacho only wants to go to Chelsea, and there have been other clubs laying the Bayern and Napoli and clubs outside of England, but I think think this deal looked a lot likely, and I mean it had to happen because of how things were between Amarim and Garnacho. I just feel I am one of those. If I have to give my feeling about this transfer and Garnacho leaving, I am not really happy about this. I understand his attitude is very bad, and maybe then it makes sense to not keep him. But as a player, as a 21-year-old who has been one of amongst our best players in the last 2.5 seasons, when the season's not been great, right? To lose him, I mean, he's just a talent that was about to break on the bigger stage, and I just feel that for United, it doesn't look great. Uh, I think I backed Amarim on this that uh, if the manager, the people, fans do not, players do not like the manager, or players do not work as per the manager, then it makes sense for players and managers to like have a conversation and then do the best for the club. But I just feel in this one, it this this one I just feel that a lot went wrong in the second half of the season last. And it was not just Garnacho. I think it was Rashford first. Uh, I'm not really a Sancho fan. I've not seen him performing for United, so I'm not really happy. But this is Sancho is another one of those where the player and the manager did not get together, and it became a kind of uh, cold war kind of thing between the player and the manager and the club. And I just felt the same between Rashford and Amarim as well. Rashford has always divided the club, but I've been a Rashford fan throughout. I think I started watching United again in the 2016-17 season, 2017-18 season because of Rashford, because of Pogba, players like them. They excited me to watch, and I just think the youth that was coming out of the academy, Carrington, and is what kept the fans together. I don't think the 70 80 million odd transfers is what fans look forward to, because I mean, they love getting a player like, uh, Kunya. They love getting a player like Mbumo. But to see an academy kid graduate like the likes of Mainoo, the likes of Garnacho, the likes of Rashford, uh, these kids doing really good is what keeps the fans excited, is what keeps the fans loyal to the club. I mean, it's not temporary excitement around the player. They stick with it. And we've seen that with the love man who gets the love Rashford used to get for long periods of time. And I just feel I'm not really happy about some of the things that have happened with respect to Amarin. When it comes to I don't like the way players are training. I don't like the way players communicate to each other, and I've seen rifts, and I think I'll keep them separately, which is a good tactic. I am 100% for that, but I just feel a lot of times he's very blunt. A lot of times he's very, very disciplined. A lot of times he's very, you know, stubborn in what he decides and what he wants to do. And I just think these are not the Sir Alex Ferguson era. I mean, and plus, even if it is, I mean, I'm not seeing the performance out of Amarim's team that for me to think a player like Garnacho, a player like Rashford needs to make way for the culture to be great around United so that a performance can come across. But the performance are not coming across either. So you're letting go of some of our gems for culture, for discipline, for Amarim, and in return, we're not even getting the performances, which is the problem. Now I know. I mean, the season could turn around with the new team, with a new set of uh, structure, new set of players. We could just end up being a really good team at the end of the season. But I still feel it's letting go of every youth talent that we have for that, suiting what Amarin likes is not great. It's not the right thing to do. Uh, we've been so guilty of trying to bring in players or keeping in players that suit a manager, but I just don't think unless a manager really delivers on result, we should be making a team entirely around what manager feels and not what the club feels or what what's best for the club. So that's on the Garnacho's transfer. I think it was set on the wall. We knew this was happening. Uh, I'm a Garnacho fan, so I probably watch a lot of Chelsea football as well. But at the end of the day, he's not a United player anymore. So yeah, so that's it from Garnacho's end. The second activity that we have been hearing is the Mainoo transfer update. Just yesterday, we heard from David Ornstein and Fabrizio that uh, Kobe Manu has Kobe Manu has informed the management, United management, that he needs to play because he's eyeing a spot in the England team for 2026 World Cup. As of now, I don't think he'll be part of the international friendlies because he's not getting time. If he's not getting time, and apparently he's not getting time to back performances for United, not performing either. I just feel he is correct in a way, but United do not have enough midfielders for him to feel I cannot get a place in that. That is where I think is where I do not like Amrim and his idea of not changing his formation, not changing his tactic, letting go players that represent United and the club and the history just for his 3-4-3 to work, just for things that he want to bring. There's a good chance if results do not work out the way, he might not be at the club. So he might not be at the club. We've already lost Rashford. I don't think Rashford is coming back. We've already lost Garnacho. Is a permanent deal. Kobe Manu might go on a loan and might go in a team where he really fancies. And then he might just think, you know what, I do not want to go back to Manchester United because that's a club in shambles. I might be better at a different club. So we lose some of our gems. Amarim will be sad. And with a new manager, all we'll have to do is work with a new set of team, invest 200, 300 million more because some of our best academy products are going. And I'm not a fan of that. I don't think United have should be selling Kobe Manu at this time or making a loan deal at all because we do not have midfielders. I've looked at Ugarte. Ugarte has been extremely poor every time he has played. and Casemiro does not have the legs. Bruno should not be playing in the midfield. This is time and time and time again. I've been saying, I don't know who thinks that we need to start Shesko and Bumo Kunya and put Bruno in the midfield to fit all four of them. You change that formation, you change the system and the tactic if you want to play all four of them. But do not put Bruno in the midfield. We are been getting run over in the midfield every time Bruno plays because your best player should play in his best position, and that's as a number 10. That's up the field. That's not trying to make defensive tackles and interceptions and playing as a quarterback who can will distribute the ball here and there. You need a different player for that who also have defensive attributes. And hence, uh, I mean, I just think it doesn't make sense. Kobe Manu can play in that. He still can do the defensive role and that has the attributes to make do the distribution. But for anyone in the club or Amarim to say Kobe Manu doesn't deserve a squad at this point will be really wrong. I at the start of the season felt Amarim doesn't find him physical enough. Amarim doesn't think he presses enough. And I just felt that could well be the end of Mainoo, and he might think we might get 50, 60 million for him. So you'd want to make that deal. But that's before we saw the performance we have seen in the first three games. And now we know Amarim might not even be the manager come end of the season. So we're letting go players. This is not what we want. We're letting go players for a manager who will not even be uh, at the end of at the end at the club at the end of the season. So it does not make sense to do deals with suit a particular manager. If the management fee the player should be here, the player should be here. So that's those are the two transfer updates I want to talk about. I just I just don't think there's a great sense of energy around the club. There's a great sense of motivation in the players at the moment. Your best player, Bruno Fernandes, seems to be lost. I don't think I have seen a performance like that from Bruno. I don't think it was bad. It's just a performance where he does not feel like he can control a game, and I'm not seeing him feel like that in the field ever, even against the best of the opponents. He seems to grab the game by the scruff of his neck. And in a game like Grimsby Town, just after the game where everyone starts questioning whether he should be at the club, whether United should have banked the 100 million that they are getting and let him go, I just don't feel it looks right for the club. If he goes and we're already losing the likes of Garnacho, Holland will go. I think Holland was a decent enough player. I said it again and again. You've given him one season to look bad. He was really good in his first season. In the second season, he looked bad amongst everybody else who also looked bad. There were only two good players at the end of that season. One was Ahmed, and the second was Bruno Fernandes. Everyone else was bad. But apparently, we made the decision. We got a 70 million striker in again, non-proven. We let Rasmus go, a 22-year-old athletic, physically well built, left footed, right footed striker with pace and had goals in his first season. Good attitude. I mean, he's not created the fuss. He's not been a player who's been part of that bomb squad, but apparently we just felt we needed the striker as well, apart from the two number 10s, which I think is a really poor decision. I know I've been indifferent about whether you bring Chesko in or not. I said I like the two number 10s, but we could have worked with Rasmus again in this season and got a midfielder in. On that note, we still do not have a midfielder and we still do not have a goalkeeper in. Our last signing was Sesko before the Fiorentina game. And it's almost been month or 4 weeks without doing any transfer business when we clearly have seen Bandir and Onana cost us games and we're not being able to bring in a striker. This is our problem. We're out of a cup because of not having a goalkeeper. We're already lost points because of not having a goalkeeper. Every time we do this, we go into a season, lose games, lose points, and then do the transfer. That does not make sense, right? What good club thinks like that, I cannot understand. And this looks trouble for United again. I mean, everything that is happening around the club in the last 3, 4, 5 days, a week since the Fulham game, is just bad. It's not great. I mean, we had the energy after the Arsenal game and the preseason and the transfer that we're bringing in, the good positive vibes, but I just don't feel that anymore. Let's hope that Kobe Manu stays and we can bring in a goalkeeper and a quality midfielder in soon. I think there's not much time. There's only 3, 4 days before the window shuts. So let's hope that we get the players in. That's it for this video. We'll connect for the pre-match formation and lineups for the game against Burnley.